What is up, guys? All right, so in this video, we're going to be covering dojis and morning stars and evening stars. So morning stars and evening stars are all basically doji type candle variations. Okay, so I'm going to go over what a doji is, which we already went over in the first video, but I'm going to go a little bit more in depth and just like a little recap on it. Then I'm going to describe what a morning star is and a evening star is, and how effectively you can use them and how you can see them on different time frames and multiple confirmations just using that candle. So let's get directly into it. So remember, when we went over candlesticks, we had three different types. We had your standard bullish candle, we had your standard bearish candle, then we had a doji candle. A doji candle can basically be bullish or bearish. It does not matter. It does not matter for this purpose. It matters for like when you're actually trading because it can help. If you see a doji that's bullish, it might signify a little bit more buying pressure. If you see a doji that's bearish, it might signify a little more selling pressure. So it is like important, but we can also understand where we're getting it from. So when it comes to dojis, it's all about the size of the body. It doesn't really matter about anything else at that point. It doesn't matter how big the wicks are for it to be a doji. A doji is just small body. It basically means that price opened and closed pretty much in the same area. Like this one is a doji. We don't really necessarily know what price wants to do. This is a doji too. It has small bodies. If it has a small body, that means that price literally closed and opened relatively in the same price point. It could be 2 pip difference, but it's relatively in the same price point. So you have different types of doji. You have a doji. So your most normal one is called a spinning top. It looks like if you guys ever played like Beyblade or one of those things. It looks like what I'm talking about, like those stuff that you throw on the floor and they circle. That's what it looks. That's what's called a spinning top. So it basically means that price. This basically translates to consolidation. Is basically what it translates to. Like when you see that, it basically translates to just price consolidating. That price doesn't have, it has equal highs as equal lows, and price is stuck in the middle. That's pretty much what it means. That's one type of doji. The second type of doji, again, if people call it a dragonfly, I don't really care what you call it, as long as you understand what it means. So in the last video, you guys should have saw was a shooting star. Shooting star is a bearish reversal signal, and what's the main thing about it? Large upper wick. So same thing. Anything that has a large upper wick means what? Buyers are losing momentum, buyer exhaustion, sellers are entering at this price point. So when you see a doji candle like this, or you see any candle that looks like that, what are we to automatically assume? We're to assume that sellers are entering the market at that price point. That is what we're supposed to assume. So that is what we get at that price point. When we see that, we're like, okay, sellers are entering the market. We're going to sell at that price point. Okay. Now, the next candle we have is called some people call it a tombstone doji because it looks like a T. Same price, same principle. 2 videos ago, we went over a candle called a hammer. It's a bullish reversal signal. And what does that mean? It occurs at a low point and it shows rejection. It shows bearish rejection. If you look to the left, we kind of see it right here. Massive rejection. You see small body, but look how big the wick is compared to the body. It showed complete rejection. And then what did price do? Price just took off. And after that, so like, let's say you entered after this candle, timeout. That was an 100 pip push the next 4 hours. Just because you entered after this candle was 100 pips. Imagine you would have profited immensely off of that trade. Easy money trade right there. Same thing. That's called a tombstone. So when it comes to dojis, small bodies, but the wicks play a matter in like the importance or like what direction the doji wants to move towards. Okay, so these are three, and the final one is just like I don't know. You can call it whatever you want, but it's just you typically find them on very small time frames, 5-minute time frames, like that. Like no wick, no nothing, just plain, like barely any wick. It just kind of like opened, just kind of like open and closed right in the same spot. No upper wick, no lower wick, like nothing. You find them as a lower time frames. You don't typically find those on higher time frames. Rarely do you find them on higher time frames. So this is actually very, very good in that aspect when it comes to this. So this is what a doji is. So now morning star variations and evening star variations are doji candle variations. So what a morning star is this? What do you do in the morning? You wake up. What do you do in the evening? You go to sleep. So that's the easiest way to identify them. Again, I don't really care if you understand the name of it. Just understand what it means. So a morning star means that you're reversing. These are reversal candlestick variations. So think about it like this. For a morning star, that means it occurs at a low point. So we understand that morning stars occur low. That means they occur on support-based areas. Remember that. So let me write that down so you guys could have it. Morning stars occur low. They occur on support-based areas. It's a three-phase. So it's a three-push part candle. So typically it's three candles, but it could also be three phases. You know, the first candle is bearish. The second candle can be bearish, bullish, or indecisive is the point. And then the third candle is a massive bullish push. This is what I'm saying. It can be phases. It could be like three bearish candles, two dojis, and then one big bullish push. That's what a morning star is. It's a bullish reversal. So how it starts off? Bearish, indecisive, bullish. Okay? Bearish, indecisive, bullish. That is why when you see dojis at a high point, think about it like this. If the last six candles are bullish, then the seventh one should be bullish as well. There's no reason why it stops. Just understand that if everybody's pushing you up, why are you stopping? Unless there's a level of resistance there that you need more momentum to keep going. You got me? So that is why when you see that type of candle, again, bearish, indecisive, a little bit bullish, followed by a big push. That is why when you see dojis at a high point, you think possible reversal. That is why when I see this, bullish, bearish, indecisive, reversal. That's an evening star. You understand? This is an exact example of an evening star possibly going to look at and then continue to push up. But possible evening star is going to form at this point. Okay, so that's what a morning star is. An evening star, what I kind of already told you, is just the opposite. An evening star does when you're going to sleep. So an evening star occurs high, occurs on resistance-based areas. Okay, there's three phase, three candlesticks as well. So the first one is going to be bullish. The second is going to be bullish, bearish, or indecisive. And then the third candlestick variation is a massive bearish push. Same thing, it can be three candles, it can be 9 candles, it can be 12 candles, doesn't matter. So in this case, what I'm saying, bullish, indecisive, bearish. Okay? Bullish, indecisive, then a massive bearish, bearish. These occur on high points, remember that. So now you can even do better. So here, perfect. Bearish, bullish doji, bullish push. You see it? Bearish doji, bullish push. You see it? Like that was clear as day. Like super clear as day. Here, bearish push, and then not a hammer variation. It's a hammer stick. It's a hammer variation. Remember, hammers need to be bullish, but this shows clear. It's clear. It shows clear rejection. And what is it doing? It's just continuing to form higher lows in the market. And then from that price point, it just bought towards the top side. You know, so it's a good variation to look at. It's a great variation to look at. Here, strong reversal threshold. We already see that. We see one touch. Remember, there's a gap. Remember, price and resistance and support, supply and demand zone, they're two different things. Resistance support is one thing, supply and demand zone is something else. But understand, supply and demand zones, you can touch them, you can overlap them, you can gap them. But just like, again, it's not an absolute. There's nothing absolute about trading. So price touched or got rejected by the supply and demand zone. Push, shooting star, reversal. So it's a morning star. It's a triple top. It's a shooting star. 3 confirmations to then enter. It's also a resistance area. That's 4 confirmations to then enter the trade for a big bearish push. You know, so they're good. You could see hammers in them. So let's check this one out. Bearish push. You know, to me, I would say it's a morning star variation. Also, a head and shoulders. Also, it's on a low point. Also, it's on a level of support. Pretty sure in a higher time frame, that's like a hammer. Because think about it. 1, 2, 1, 2. That means 16 hours. 4, 8, 12, 16. This is the 4-hour time frame. Again, 4, 8, 12, 16. So that means price shot down and came right back up in 16 hours. That means in one day. So I'm pretty sure there's like a big daily candle. You understand? I'm pretty sure it's like a massive daily candle. Massive daily candle showing rejection. So that's what a morning star is. That's what a evening star is, and that's what dojis are. And you can combine them. Inside of morning stars, you can get hammers. You can get big pin bars. Inside of evening stars, you can get shooting stars. With a doji, you can get a double top. You can get multiple confirmations inside of it. You know, like check this out. You see, this is a head and shoulders. I hope you guys see it already. It's a head and shoulder candle mixed with kind of like a descending triangle to push towards the downside. This is how I see it. This is just what I see. I could be wrong, you know, I could be definitely wrong, but that's just how I see it. Definitely does not mean I'm right, but this is what I see. You see? Strong level support, left head, right shoulder, double top, lower highs are continuing to be formed. Easy sells. Like every time price came to this, like after you had that price point, you already knew it. After you had that price point, you already knew that this was going to be a sell. So as soon as price came up here, you sold it. Like you already knew price was going to be a sell. That was an easy 25 pips. Easy, because price is downtrending. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. The next video we're going to be covering is going to be covering engulfing candles. So it's going to be very good. Stay tuned.